Hey guys, what's going on? It is Ash here coming at you today in Clash of Clans today. Very excited to bring you a really good attacker from Battle Elite, part of our alliance, French. He's an awesome guy. Can't wait to share his advice and tips specifically about attacking ring bases at Town Hall 11, although he does give some tips for Town Hall 10 as well. So hey, without further ado, let's get to the interview. All right guys, I am here with French. French, thanks so much for coming on, man.
Hey, thanks for having me.
No problem. It's a pleasure. It's been a while since I've done one of these expert interviews, and you're certainly renowned for your skill on attacking specifically ring bases, but pretty much every base. You're a really good attacker. And before we get started, can you just go ahead and give a little synopsis on this base, kind of base number 8 here. Let me pull it up. Kind of against a base like this, which is such a popular trophy base design, like how do you dissect a base like this and consistently get these 3 stars? Because you know what, sometimes you have your list of objectives and you think you know what you're doing and things just go crazy mid-raid. So help us break this down. Like, what is your philosophy to consistently get 3 stars against a base like this?
Sure. I don't know about consistently get 3. That's definitely the objective, or the objective is usually 2-star, but if you get 3, that's definitely a big bonus. The biggest thing is you want to take care of the high threat targets. So in this base, the clan castle, a lot of enemies are putting in air troops in their clan castle, and it's causing a lot of problems, especially when you've got miners or bowlers. And if you just got a couple poisoned and nothing to shoot air, which is often the case, you can't take care of them and they just ruin your raid. So I decided to. Obviously, I hate to use the F.
Yeah. If you want to go ahead, let's do it.
Part of this. Yeah. So I'm gonna hit play now. So I start here with the queen walk, and what I'm trying to do here is just charge her in and draw that CC out. You might note that I start with a few miners, and the purpose of that is to make sure that those wall breakers. You don't have a wall breaker fail. That will absolutely ruin you, especially in my case, because I didn't bring any jump spells. Make sure you get that rage in early. I'm watching her charge in now.
Yep.
So that's the right side. I kind of, a lot of point defenses were hitting her. She got a little bit low, but I knew, she wasn't dropping too fast. So, I waited for that clan castle to trigger, and then you can see on the left side now I've got my king going in on the left. Now I did kind of have a wall break failed there, but that's okay. I followed him with some Valkyries and wizards, just to, not a lot, 4 Valkyries, just to make sure that was cleared. So we pause it right now. I'm at about 150.
Yep.
You can see there's nowhere for those miners to go. At that point, I dropped the Grand Warden. I dropped all the miners. You can see there's just a gold storage and the air defense right there. So they have nowhere else to go except for the center. So I'm going to hit play now. So now they're charging in. Got Eagle Artillery, hit nothing, which is great. And actually right now my Grand Warden is out of range. One thing to do is make sure you do not panic. Wait until he gets in range of your troops and then hit it. Also, there was nothing really threatening them. I had a rage. I had a heal on them. They quickly took care of the core. The Eagle Artillery wasn't coming down until I hit the tome, so that was great. I'm going to pause it right here. I'm at about 120.
Yep.
And after the core is cleared, if you're going for 3, right now I'm at 50% 2-star. So for all, I'm concerned the job is done. But right after the center, they're going to scatter most likely. You can see some dropping off to the right. But the Grand Warden is going to stay with the bulk of the troops. So they all go to left. So I just ignore the troops on the right, even though I had a rage and a heal left. So I can hit play now. You can see them going to the left. My queen is still alive. I kind of got a little bit lucky with her because I still have my healers up. So I have plenty of miners on the left side to go around and finish off this base. The queen takes care of those that air trap. I dropped a poison there. I probably didn't need it, but I just wanted to be safe.
Sure.
And you can see I've got plenty of miners left. Not really big threats, left to take care of. I'm just going to put it at 2 speed now. Get through this because pretty much at this point I know the raid's over. I know I've got 2 healers up. My queen is almost full health now. I've got probably a dozen miners at least left. So I just rage. get through it real quick. And yeah, that's about it.
Awesome. So you made it. You did a good job there. You should start your own YouTube channel, French. I don't know. You really broke that attack down, man. So a couple questions before we move on real quickly here. I'm just going to hit play again. Just kind of walk us through the very beginning here. So now let's pretend it's a different type of ring base. We'll look at a couple others in just a second here. But if it was a different type of base, are you always is your number one goal with the queen on your attacks to engage that clan castle as best possible with as little troops as possible, basically, or does it change depending on the base?
And, with just 4 healers and the queen, I mean, if you can take care of the clan castle and knock out 15-20% of the base, I mean, that's huge. I didn't shoot for the Eagle artillery because, that was one side I could have gone on, but, that's getting a little bit close to there's an Inferno there, and I'm really more concerned about the CC when it comes to especially miners, because they can't shoot above them. And poison, the problem with miners is they go underground, and when they go underground, those minions scatter, and you can't kill them if they're scattering, and they'll just go around it and then follow it all around, and it'll totally ruin your raid. So that's why I place a high priority on the clan castle. I'm not too worried about Infernos when it comes to rings, because usually you can, they're going to either go around in a circle or crush it in the core, and you can usually take care of them pretty quick without, suffering too much damage. So yeah, I would say definitely the clan castle, especially when, if there's air, even ground. I mean, a golem will definitely ruin your raid. And if you can take care of that with the queen, it takes a little bit longer, but that's definitely beneficial.
Yeah, absolutely. Especially those golems. I mean, it feels like more and more people are putting the golems in the clan castle, so it's definitely really important that you engage that clan castle with your queen or your kill squad before your miners hit that golem, because I think I know from experience that a golem has ruined my mass miner raid or my boner attack more often than I'd like to admit. So definitely a good tip there. In terms of the troops that you use with your Barbarian King, I noticed you use Valkyries and a bunch of wizards. You devoted a lot of troops to taking out the enemy queen and creating that side of the funnel. Is that what you normally do in terms of the wizards and the Valkyrie, as opposed to, say, like a lot of people would have probably used bowlers and maybe even a rage spell there? How do you feel about that troop selection?
Yeah, I've used bowlers before plenty of times, and it works fine. I was kind of experimenting, honestly. I mean, I hate to experiment on war attacks, but I was confident that 8 wizards, they really do a lot of damage if you can keep them safe. And with the Valkyries, they're fast and they move ahead, so they're going to take the damage. You don't really need to. I mean, it looked like I invested a lot, but I didn't feel like it was too much troop space to get that funnel on the left side created. It's really just about making maybe an 8 to 10 tile gap in that ring, and that way, all I'm trying to do is get my miners to the core. Because in these bases are designed to make you get 1 star, to protect the
absolutely.
And so if you can, all I was trying to do is get to the core, kill it quickly, and if I get a 3-star, awesome. But the main goal was just to get 2, so we don't have other people in our clan trying and failing. We don't need 6 attacks on it to try to get 2 stars.
Absolutely. Is now, well, would you mind, do you have time to talk us through your attack on 13 real quick? Another 3-star attack?
Sure.
Awesome.
Sure.
And while you're setting the table on this base, could you also mention maybe a tip or two for Town Hall 10s against ring bases at Town Hall 10? Kind of, obviously they don't have the Grand Warden, so what you do to kind of compensate for that?
Yeah, definitely. I think that you can do the same approach. Keep in mind the level of your queen. If you don't have, I think for Town Hall 10 at least a level, I would say 25 at least, definitely 30 or above, it's going to be very difficult to get the value out of her in that walk, unless, I guess you could make it go a little bit longer, but if you have to pop that ability and then you don't actually pull the castle or something else goes haywire, it can, then you're really screwed. You may get 0. But I would take the same approach, and I mean, you can easily get bowlers in a clan castle, max bowlers, and send the king on another side. I've used a jump spell before to get him in instead of wall breakers. Like that. I kind of failed on that last one, but don't be afraid to pop his ability early to get him through that wall, because you're really just trying to, like I said, just create a gap in the ring. So they have a clear path to the center. You could, if you don't get bowlers in the clan castle, you could get max miners, which might be a better idea because they're a lot stronger. You get 2 levels out of it as a Town Hall 10, from level 2 to 4. And then, send those to the center. And again, use a rage and a heal. That usually will get them through. But yeah, if you can, as a Town Hall 10, if you can use a queen to pull the CC and get her in there, that would be ideal.
Okay, awesome. Thanks. That was definitely some good tips for Town Hall 10s, because I know you, actually, when you joined our clan system, you were a Town Hall 10, and that was another element of your bread and butter when you joined, is the same type of thing as a Town Hall 10 hitting these ring bases, and now you've graduated, but you're still having success, which is good. So on this attack on 13, if you're ready, we'll go ahead and press play, and the first thing I'd like you to comment on, if you could, is I know a lot of people prefer bringing 3 or 4 heal spells, and you only use 2 here and 3 rage. If you could just talk a little bit about why as we kind of start this raid out, that'd be awesome.
Sure. You ready?
Yep. We'll go now.
Okay. So I brought 3 because, and again, I led with miners here. Just to the benefit of miners is they really cause defenses to hiccup. So it just buys you a little bit more time with the queen. As you can see, they went down. It gives her a little bit more time to get in there. Again, it distracts them from the wall breakers. You don't have to worry about that. I really enjoy. I really like putting miners down first, just to kind of give her a little bit of a buffer.
Yeah, that's a great tip.
So the same thing. Just got her in there. And the reason why I brought 3 rages is because I've got the healers. And you can't forget about the fact that it's possible they could switch off of the queen and get on the miners. That's not ever really a part of my plan, but is a possibility. And I really just wanted to have extra rages for the queen in case she got into trouble in the walk, to make sure that I just, like I said, it's all about priorities and those high risk, high threat targets. And that's the clan castle to me. So I, brought extra rages just to make, if I have to use 2 on her for the walk, then I was totally fine with that. So that was kind of my reasoning behind that. And then I kind of caught a break on 13. It's still playing. I'm at about 130 now.
Yep, me too.
They're just getting through the core here. My funnel wasn't perfect, and they started to go a little bit north and to the west, but some skeletons kind of drew them back in there. Again, it's all about not panicking, making sure that you're patient with the tome, or watch out for the wizard towers. And saving those heals and rages. In this one, I kind of got lucky, but at the same time, I knew that my queen still had the healers on her. She was totally fine at the south. And at this point, I hadn't used the ability, so I knew that this was going to be a win. Even though you can see the miners are kind of running into some trouble at the north there. They're gonna pretty much all die. I'm just gonna have a few left, but I knew with the healers on the queen and what was left of there, I was gonna have no problem taking it out.
You can tell you definitely would have at least had the high percentage 2-star, the very least, even if the miners had gone north, because they were all clumped up together pretty nicely anyway. So it was you were looking pretty good anyway. So I fast forward and ended the raid. Could I just real quickly get your opinion on one more base before I let you go? If you take a quick look at number 5, and this is a little bit different because the Inferno Towers aren't in the center. It's just the Town Hall all by itself. So with your method, I'm assuming the Town Hall would be the very last structure down, or am I wrong?
No, this one, it could be. And I mentioned to you earlier that, for bases like this, I tend to do a little bit of a ring around the rosy. But for this one, especially if you're just trying for the 2, I would do a similar approach and send in the queen and the healers and do a walk from right about the southernmost Dark Elixir drill and have them, if you need a baby dragon or something on the right side to clear, or I hate to say it, but even goblins, you could just send in a bunch of goblins and clear out those storages on the right.
Sure.
Make sure that they don't go east, because you want that walk to push to the left. And the same thing, I would bring 3 rages. I would even trail the Grand Warden behind her, because there are a lot of defenses in that section down there. Just have her sweep across to the left. Once that's taken care of, you could even send in the king on the west by those army camps over there. Jump him in, send in some bowlers, create a little funnel over there, and then again mass miner from south southwest side, and then after they take care of the clan castle, they should go straight for that town hall if you're just going for the safe 2.
Oh yeah, definitely a solid game plan, man. I think a lot of people don't account for both sides of the funnel, especially on these boner attacks. Like you can see here, I mean, a lot of people would take out the enemy queen, and that Inferno Tower there looks really, really tempting to take out as well. You get a lot of value in that eastern corner of the base, but a lot of people forget, like you mentioned, that you need to establish the other side of that minor funnel using the king on those type of raids if that's the strategy you're going for. So guys, I just wanted to say thank you so much, French. It's been a pleasure having you on, man. I'd love to have you back on again, maybe discuss some anti-3-star bases.
Oh no, I hate those. Let's not talk about those.
All right, well, we'll look for another expert for those then, but it's been a pleasure, man. Thank you so much for coming on.
Absolutely. Thanks for having me. It was a pleasure.
All right, guys, so there you have it. That was French. I hope you enjoyed that interview as much as I did. I think he gave some really nice basic tips to help you guys 3-star these ring bases. And now, guys, before I let you go, let's go ahead and move on to the CWA Community Cork Board.
Hey Ash, I am Shubh Guru from War Challengers, Indian clan. I am also from India. My question is that is Queen Walk still a viable strategy after healer got nerfed for Town Hall 9s?
Hey Shuguru, and shout out to your clan, the War Challengers. Thanks for your question. To answer it, very simple, yes, Queen Walk is definitely still viable at Town Hall 9, 10, and 11. It's a little bit more difficult because of the buff to cannons, even more so than the air traps triggering onto healers. So you can mitigate for that by bringing an extra healer, bringing 5 to a raid as opposed to 4. It gives you a little bit of backup. Or you can just go ahead and plan a rage spell, kind of like French talked about in today's episode. You can plan on using a rage spell on your Queen Walk if you need to. So bring an extra raid, and you can either use it on your Queen Walk or on your kill squad. That way you're covered if things get a little dicey with the cannons. So guys, thank you for your questions. Keep them coming. I'm getting a lot of them. Audio questions emailed to CWABaseDesign@yahoo.com. You can also give comments or shoutouts. Doesn't have to be a question. So guys, thanks for watching all the way to the end. Special shout out to French, Battle Elite, and all of Elite Nation. Love you guys. This channel would not exist without you, so thank you so much for the continued support, and as always, take care, guys.